97.9 The Box. This is DJ Eric, one part of the Big Bo and Eric show. Right now, you're tuned in to Tea with Monroe. Ooh, sex, love, scandal, harassment. Oh, you get the tea right now. Tea with Monroe podcast. You're officially tuned in.
Hey, this is Monroe Bishop. Welcome to Tea with Monroe, the podcast. I'm here in Orlando, Florida without my better half, but that's okay. I still have my family with me. Go ahead, girl. Who's in the room with me?
It's Yasha, her wonderful and beautiful sister.
Yeah, she's my younger sister. I'm the oldest. Go ahead, Pat.
And this is Patrick, Yasha's boyfriend.
Well, I'm glad y'all could join me today on the podcast. Y'all happy to be here?
Yes, we are. Okay. Excited. Let's get into it.
So because they're amateurs, everyone, I'm just going to let them just give them a little high level of what we're going to, how the format goes on the podcast. I did try to explain it to them a little bit just because I don't think my sister was listening like she never does. So we do the What's the Tea segment. Where we talk about hot topics and things like that. But this time I'm going to do an icebreaker for y'all just to get y'all feet wet, you know, with the podcast.
I've done this before.
I know. But, you know, Pat, he was sounding all, you know, doing the testing. You know, he was sounding all, you know, mechanical. Hello. How are you?
I'm the true amateur.
Yeah, so we're going to do What's the Tea, which is going to be a little icebreaker. I'm going to ask some questions just to give out opinions just real fast. No in-depth, thought-provoking moments. Just an honest opinion. And then we're gonna do sweet tea, which is we're gonna talk about exes. This is his exes. We're gonna talk about ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, ex-spouses, whatever. And then Larry's not here, but his segment, Black Coffee No Sugar, we could just feed in or whatever we're gonna feed in. We might just use the whole segment, my whole segment anyway. Who knows? And then anonymous tea. Sound good, y'all?
Sounds good.
Okay then. So let's get started. So y'all watch Hustle and Soul?
No.
What?
No.
Y'all don't watch Hustle and Soul?
No.
Oh, let me put my phone. Where my phone?
I never even heard of it.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah, no. It's on regular TV. But where's my phone? I got to.
Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Soul.
Oh.
Hustle and Soul, where they have the Pink Teacup, where Lawrence is the owner. He's a chef on the Pink Teacup, and everybody in the business he's screwing. And they all fighting, but then nobody leaves. Everybody still works there, but they all know they having sex with him.
Oh, no.
Anyway, long story short.
He must be doing a thing.
Ooh, you got to watch it. Just binge watch it. But it is so good.
Be.
But just, you know, he's a notorious cheater. But when he decides to change his hoish ways and settle down with Anna, which is the girlfriend, his supposedly girlfriend, he settles down with her and he proposes to her, but he end up going back to sleep with Yandy after he proposed. No, it was before he proposed to Anna. He sleeps with Yandy. And so he proposed to her. They on this romantic, you know, horse and buggy type thing. And then he comes clean and tells her, I just want you to know, because I want us to get married with a clean slate, that I cheated.
Wow.
Do she forgive him? Or and just say, okay, well, I'm glad you was honest and it won't happen again? Or does she break off the engagement? What y'all think?
Oh, that's a tough one.
He was honest.
He was honest, but the history shows that he has a history of cheating. So can she truly trust that just because he was honest in this situation? That's my question.
I don't know. I honestly, I wouldn't break off the engagement. It just need to be maybe some counseling involved. Some sexual counseling. I don't know who Yandy is, but
yeah, girl. Listen, man, that's his other side. That's one of his side chicks.
I mean, is it serious?
Yes, it's Thandy. It's very serious. I mean, Thandy really thinks that they're in a relationship. She doesn't acknowledge Anna at all, and Anna kind of like knows it, but she tells Thandy, "Bitch, I know you effing with him," but she never really does anything about it. She just wants Lawrence to acknowledge that I am the main one, and everybody else ain't nothing.
Can I say, are these white people or black people?
They black. That's why I'm telling y'all. Y'all need to watch Hustle and Soul. I'm telling you, I got Tiana and Eric. It's hooked. It's 2 seasons so far. It's not very many episodes, but it's really, really good. Hustle and Soul.
Hustle and Soul.
Yes.
I think she just go ahead and just talk to him, forgive him, and they just need some counseling before they decide to go into that, make that next step.
Okay, next icebreaker question. After a drastic, immediate breakup with someone you've been in a long-term relationship with, do you make drastic changes to your appearance to make yourself feel better? Or is that too soon because you may do something crazy?
Well, personally, I think that would have a lot to do with your personal self-esteem. I don't think that I would make any drastic because my mind is still on that past relationship.
But you know, women are emotional though. So what you think?
You know what? I don't think it should be drastic. You know, because drastic to you means like surgery and that type of thing.
No. Like for example, Tamar cut off all her hair. To me, even though I think she looks fabulous, I think she was going through something emotional. That was her way of freeing herself and cleansing herself or whatever. But it was just so all of a sudden. Even though she looks good now, I'm just saying it was. Yeah. I mean, like that's an example of a drastic change after a immediate breakup with somebody.
And I have. Do you think that could have been because maybe with all the hair and different stuff she had, that's what her ex liked, and it was like, okay, I like this, and and so she, to please him, continue to please him. Really, she might have wanted that change, wanted herself. That short hair, but to keep him happy, that's her man. It was her man, so she was doing that. So that could have caused that drastic change. Like, okay, you know what? I'm getting rid of this hair. I've always wanted this, so this is what I'm doing.
I wanted the ball cut.
I mean, that's what in a situation like that. That's what I would think. Yeah. That, as far as that, like with the hair, it could have been something that he was,
That could be her way of saying I'm free.
Yeah, and she basically said that, but just take Tamar out of the equation. I mean, say for instance, you break up with somebody. Do you just go change something about yourself?
I mean, I don't do that. I think the worst thing I do is maybe get back on social media and show some more cleavage. That's probably and then they'd be like, "Hey, look what you lost." Because I used to.
Is that what you're thinking about, Pat? I miss my cleavage.
It gets me. That's it definitely gets me.
Yeah, because I'll be wondering, I wonder what he's thinking right now. He'll go ahead and hit like, and I'm like, I wonder what's behind that like.
Yeah. I want to say a whole lot more. We can have that conversation too.
Because let me tell you something. If you watching the cleavage, everybody else watching the cleavage.
Yes. Right. And so then you get a couple of comments, and then he get hotter and hotter. So then it works. So
okay. I don't is that drastic. Your intent to affect him?
Yeah. Let me show a little bit extra line and show him what they missing.
So you just try to show him what he missing?
Yeah. Show all the exes what you missing. This is what you could have had.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta know.
Let's see how he looking at her.
He now know, like, damn it, I ain't gonna like her picture no more.
Well, I know for me personally, because I'm so emotional, I have to be careful. Yeah. Because I will not to free myself, but because I'm out of anger and I want to do something different to change my situation, I will do stuff. I will shave hair. I will get tattoos. Yeah. I will do all kind of stuff like a numbing type thing. So for me, I have to really, if I start thinking about stuff I need to do after I break up with somebody, I mean, me like, I need to think about this. Yeah. Because in the past, half of my tattoos out here, I don't forgot why I got them.
So, I got a question based on what you just said. By doing that, does that make you feel better? Is that?
It's a temporary fix. It's a temporary fix because for me now, my tattoo situation is I use tattoos to camouflage pain. So if I'm going through something, I find a tattoo and whatever it means, if it signifies that pain and I'm trying to liberate myself from, that's a tattoo that I get. That's like this tattoo here, New Beginning. That's when I broke up with Larry. Lotus flowers. I was blossoming out of the darkness. Going, because lotus flowers grow in the dark and murky conditions, but they're beautiful. So I do stuff, but then then I'm like, well, damn, we got back together.
It's a new beginning.
Yeah, we got back together, but that's a new beginning.
That's true.
It's a new beginning because things are different. Y'all got past that old and it's new. That's so true. Now I can understand if you got a tattoo, with something like was negative from that relationship to keep reminding you of that pain,
right?
But your tattoo represented a new beginning, a new happiness.
I get tattoos like if I'm depressed or something. Yeah. If I'm getting a tattoo, it's because I'm feeling some sort of way about something. I'm getting a tattoo of Taylor, which I'm happy about. So that's not coming from a depressed place,
but a good place.
Coming from a good place.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a juicy one here. See, I remember when Black China, that video dropped of her giving head to her boyfriend.
Yes.
Did y'all hear all the backlash and scrutiny of her lack thereof skills?
Yes, I did.
Did y'all see the video?
Yes, I did.
Okay, let me give y'all a short clip.
I didn't see the video, and I heard one time I seen something where it was like saying she can't give head or something like that.
Right. I don't know what was going on. She was trying to position herself. I don't know if the angle was right, if the penis was too big, her throat wasn't big enough. I don't know what the problem was. It was just a lot going on, okay? Right. So, but Amber Rose was on she has a podcast, which is great. And matter of fact, she said on her podcast, but she was on I don't know if she was on the Big Boy interview. I can't remember. But she was on an interview and they started, because her and Black China are really good friends. Mm-hmm. And they started questioning her about her friend's skills. Honey girl, she went to bat for China, saying, "Oh, my girl can suck some dick. My friend can do this." Don't get it twisted. That was just a moment in time. Everybody had she went to bat for her friend's oral skills.
Oh, wow.
Now, would you all go to bat for your friend's oral skills?
I don't think I would know that much personally about their oral skills unless I
would be concerned.
Or we did it together.
I would be concerned if Pat started to my boy can eat some pussy. I know he can eat some pussy. He pull them thighs back, and he be all in that pussy. Yeah. I don't think I can hear that.
Yeah, that'd be something else.
So you wouldn't defend your friend's dick sucking skills?
No, I would try to hide it from them. I'd be like, that wasn't her. She was tired. She had a moment in time.
Boy.
Yeah.
I don't think that I would even have enough knowledge to know about my friend's oral skills,
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think if it was a good friend of mine, I wouldn't necessarily defend their oral skills per se, but I would just say in general. Now, her comment we have our good and bad days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't know what the situation was.
Right.
She could have been, doing a back bend. They could have been trying something new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or they could have been just playing around.
Yeah.
I would have just kind of played it off like that versus, I know my girl can suck some dick. I know.
How do you know?
She did look tired, though.
She did look tired.
Black China was just like holding it. Just like, okay. She looked very tired.
I have a question. Why is it the women is always like, what's her name? Tierra Marie. Her photos got leaked. Actually, her boyfriend actually leaked videos of them, and it was always her. Why is it always the female that allow themselves to be recorded doing the oral, and the men are not being recorded? Why is that, Pat? Why is that?
I'm going to tell you like this here because, and I have a little knowledge of this because of he's not really my friend, but he's a friend of my brother, so he's an acquaintance.
Okay.
And he always comes back and talk about, oh, I had to go, she's a beast, blah, blah, blah. And he pull out his little camera and video this and that or whatever the case is. And there was one incident where he put one of the young ladies on the phone. And this young lady, he was secretly doing this. And she was very disturbed about it. He was secretly recording her. So she didn't know. So in some of those situations, maybe a woman is not aware that they're being recorded.
So when they are aware, why do you think it's so easier for women to be okay with, well, you know what, Kim Kardashian, they got her both ways, right? Because I think they showed Ray J doing her and vice versa.
Yeah, they had the whole
2-3
hours.
But typically it's always the woman who is willing to record themselves having sex and doing the oral, and the man, even in pornos, a lot of times, a lot of them are blocked out.
Yeah, that's true.
I
think because I don't think women just be like, you're doing it for him. So I think it's more of like a clout thing, or for the man.
So the woman decides to record themselves because they want to please their man. That's part of the pleasing.
If that's something that they're interested in, I think for the way I'm looking at it, it's like, damn, I got Black China to suck my dick. I'm gonna record it.
But why would she let him knowing she's Black China? Black China, record his ass eating the booty.
Yeah,
exactly. That's real.
That's true.
Real.
That's true. And then sometimes you just want to do whatever you can do to please your man, and some men like videos. Would I personally record myself? No. Or let somebody record me? No.
But could it be that this person is saying, baby, let's just record this for my personal use, this and that, and they're putting that trust that, okay, this is not going to be leaked out, this is not going to become public.
I think that's what.
Is it more of willingness to say, okay, film me doing this and let the world see?
But then why let his ass keep the damn footage?
Exactly. Yeah.
And honestly, like what you said, I think because we want to be pleasing to our men, I think it humanizes celebrity women when they do that, because it does show an intimate side of them that they truly. Because you got to be honest with you. People do stuff, freaky stuff, regardless of whatever that is. And we do some of the things we do because we want to please who we're with, both ways, men and women. So I just think, they think these men really care for them and love them, and
they wouldn't do anything.
And they wouldn't do it. That's why I think, is it just a trust thing? Okay, you my man or you my friend. Okay, I'm like that with you. Okay, we can do this, but this between you and I. Because for what I'm concerned is my personal life, my sexual life, that's private.
Right.
I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm not gonna give no guy,
you ain't gonna show your friends video
idea.
footage. So when you break up with the girl,
like I'm still not gonna do it because I have enough respect for her to not do it.
Okay.
I'm not
even if y'all broke up bad.
Even if we broke up bad.
That's maturity. I think that's maturity.
I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
Because the thing about it is that I once loved
this
woman,
person, right?
And why would I want her to look bad?
Okay.
That's my thoughts. But I've always been told I was different.
What you was getting ready to say, Yasha? With your sweet man here. He's so sweet.
It's all for the podcast. No, he is a sweet guy. No, but I just really think a lot of times, too, with the celebrities. But do you notice how this came out and she didn't make a big stink about it? So I think she might have planned it all. I mean,
for
publicity.
What reason?
Because she was losing a lot of, what do you call it?
She was trying to regain her following.
Because,
you know why? Because she was looking bad because of Rob Kardashian.
Yeah, she was losing a lot. Nobody was.
She's trying to be relevant.
Yeah, and she's trying to put it back out there again, or she might be trying to make Rob jealous.
So when are we gonna get over? Because when I see women out there showing stuff and having sex and leaking videos and things like that, the days of the Kim Kardashian come up are over for me. Yeah. It's not impressive because everybody is fucking and sucking on video by the dozen, whether if they getting paid for it or they not. So I just don't think, for me personally, if I was in her shoes, I don't think that would benefit me.
But that's your opinion. Sex sells.
Because you know what? Safari.
Yeah.
Safari leaked his own dick pics for his release.
He blew up.
Because he was blowed up.
and I'm going to tell you something, too. In this day and age with social media, it could be one act that we see as stupid. You know,
right.
and then next thing you know, the right person see it and see something in that person, or see something in whatever they saw, and next thing you know, now this person getting attention. Now this person is blowing. You know, they're starting to make money or whatever the case is.
And making them relevant.
These days people use social media for so many different things. And I'm going to give you an example. Actually, give an example of what Benny's son told you when he asked him about, going to college, and what did his son tell him?
Yeah, he said, what do you want to do with your life? What do you want to be? You just got out of high school, you graduated, it's time to go to college, go to the military. He said, no, I want to be on social media, I want to be YouTube, make videos, and increase my likes. And that's what?
That's a life goal?
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. He said
that's part of the process, but that shouldn't be your ultimate goal in life.
That's what he wanted to do. His thing was to build his following.
Okay, what exactly does he do?
He doesn't do anything. He's building his following
on
YouTube.
Well, he has, in order to build a YouTube following, you have to have a platform. So what is he, a singer, rapper?
His hair.
Huh?
His hair. He got that real nice, pretty, wavy hair.
And so he's trying to model?
I think it's just a little bit both. His life is on YouTube and he's showing his hair and his muscles and his stomach.
I want to see this.
Yeah, so that's what he's interested in. He wants to build that, and he's all about YouTube, social media. It's not about working 9 to 5 anymore.
Okay, and you can make a living somewhat like that, but that's a dime a dozen. Yeah, that's just, you have to have a plan, not a backup plan, but a plan. Yeah. Because, if you're going to go to college, I even told Charity, I even asked Ava, I said, you going to vlog? Mm-hmm. And she was basically saying, no, I'm too late. She thought about it. She said, I think I'm a scrapbook. I said, well, vlogging, you bring some income in, especially if it's a good college, because them college vlogs are very popular. Right. And she was like, oh, I'm too lazy. Charity said the same thing. Oh, I'm too, because Charity does makeup, and she's sociable, and does hair. I said, girl, you have a huge following on YouTube with that type of stuff, but... Yeah, you have to you just can't be in front of the camera slinging your hair around to my soul glow.
Well, the thing is, it's just like, you say you have a plan, but it don't work like that all the time, Tiffany. I mean, you see these people that blow up just off of one video, and that one video changes their life for a lifetime.
It does.
I mean, I seen that lady, he showed me that video of that lady who was saying, you want to get a 45? Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. And I can't get over it. I play it back every day. Pew, pew, pew. I mean, it just, and it's last.
But you know what? She has a huge platform, though. Now, her platform is huge. Yeah. I mean, she sells.
She's been doing
she sells merchandise, and she's a very beautiful young lady. If you see her dressed up, you wouldn't even recognize her. Yeah. Because, but that's just her again. Yeah. It's a platform that she does. Yeah. So you have to have a plan. You just can't go out there spraying your hair with oil sheen to my soul glow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you got good hair. Because we see these men on Facebook with these long, pretty hair, and they perking their lips and flexing.
And they're famous.
It's cute, but I ain't buying shit from you, but maybe that's just me.
And that's just you. But there's a lot who's missing hair. Like, we know a couple of people who's missing some hair that wish they had that soul glow. That way, they want that lace front. They want that man lace front.
Ooh,
so
Lord.
it's all about that one video. That's all it takes. One video.
I just think though that people like Black China, even though she's not no celebrity, but when you get to a certain level, like she started off as a dancer, she had a baby by a rapper. Mm-hmm. She has her business. I'm not gonna take any credit from her. She has her businesses that she has. She has stepped up her game. So now you're here. Your mindset should change. You shouldn't be in the mindset of, oh, I'm losing followers, let me go suck a dick.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe her mindset is still stuck down here, where that first act that she did, and it brought her to a certain
because
level.
even
so
though
she feels like, I'll go back down here to get myself back up
well,
here.
maybe she's still down there. Maybe she be up here financially, but her brain's still down here.
The brain is still down there.
Yeah, because she ain't grown up.
That's what started it
just
all.
the fact that she was out there slinging strollers and what she was at Universal or Disney. That's a mind.
And hasn't matured. The mind hasn't matured to where, okay, I'm here now. So now I done made a little money, so let me take that money and do something, and responsible, and
the fact that I have children, in the age of social media, and then I have these young
from
kids.
what I had to do to get here. And I'm an example. Let's go to Cardi B.
I love Cardi B.
Cardi B started. She grind, but she's on a whole nother level now. What was that thing you told one time when someone asked her something and she said, "Well, I'm a chameleonaire or something," and she was saying that she was changing her act. She's changing the way that she deals with things and the way that she conducts herself, because she's up on this level now, so she don't have to continue to do the things that she was doing before.
I think that was more in reference to stripping, because she still has not changed.
She has not grew up.
She's still that same Cardi B. She still gets in fights on social media. She still is the same real Cardi as she was when she was stripping in a club. She just got a different.
But it irritates me though, because I have such high regards for Cardi, because she is a true come up. You know what I'm saying? She's a true, authentic come up. So you have so much to lose right now. Yeah. Why are you giving petty bitches your time? Yeah. She's even admitted in an interview that people that she had beef with, like I think she's from the Bronx or wherever she's from, part of New York, she's still beefing with those folks. Yeah. Why? Yeah. And then you in a store pregnant, and people see you trying to fight your fans or fight whoever it was bothering her because they shut the store down for her. Mm-hmm. You sitting here fighting and carrying on. That's not a good look. And I don't promote role models or anything like that, but you definitely want to set the standard for stuff. Right. And you have to grow up at some point. I mean, and I was really disappointed in her. I really, really was. Yeah. Because up until that point, for me personally, I think she had matured. She didn't respond to Jocelyn's foolishness. That when her record came out, she probably hit a lot of people up with her lyrics. Mm-hmm. But she didn't she don't have beefs going. It's like she being Cardi. Yeah. But you can't allow these people who don't give a shit about you to take you out of your character now, because you hit somebody, you can lose everything. Yeah.
But it's like that old saying goes, you can take someone out the project, but you can't take the project out of them. And that mentality sticks with people for so long.
It is sad. And that's why you need a good team around you.
Exactly.
Or family. You need a family member. You need somebody with a church hat on and say, hey, sit your ass down somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Now, we got all off topic with that icebreaker. So one more. This one's going to lead us into our next topic.
Okay.
So Tori Hart said in an interview that she appreciate a good side bitch. Okay. She said you know what, they out there, it is what it is. And if you're gonna be a side bitch, you need to pay your part, you need to get you a job. Ain't no more free Louis Vuittons, red bottoms, ain't none of that. You gotta get a job, put the work in. If I can't walk the dog, I need you to walk the dog. I need you to be a part of this thing. Don't just try to take advantage, get benefits from part of the relationship. You need to be all in, because I'm the one cooking, cleaning, doing all this stuff. But you benefit. No, that's not how this is going to work. So she said. She got a lot of. Now she said it as a joke. Yes. Now it was very comical, but people, of course, took it and ran with it, and people thought it was about her ex and different things like that. So, how y'all feel about side bitches and making them accountable for their actions? Because they do get off easy. They really do.
They can just leave it alone. Like, okay, let's go shopping, and then they go to the next. Yeah.
While we sitting home watching dirty draw, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, back in my day, back way, like back. I'd be like, you know what? Go have your little side piece. What I won't do if that's what they willing to do for you, as long as you respect me, I don't care. I don't know about it, that type of thing. But as I've gotten older and stuff like that, I don't think I can deal with that. I couldn't deal with nothing like that.
I know for me personally, when I was with my ex, my second husband, we had been together. He had put me through so much, and he was cheating. I was like, bring that bitch home. Shit, I need a break. Let's figure out this some sister wives, some shit. Let's figure out a way to make this work. And that's the basis of sister wives, too, if you think about it. Because this man does have different women, kids by them, and they all work together as a community. And they share. And honestly, I would love to have Monday and Wednesdays, and you have Tuesdays, and that way I can get a break.
You ain't gonna let Larry
give
out Tuesday and Wednesday to no woman.
Just like, that was when I was in my second relationship. I needed a break from that foolishness, okay? Now, I don't think I could do it either. Now, if I had started it as a part of my life as younger, I think I'd be okay with it. Yeah, if you're gonna cheat, just, look, bring that bitch home. Let's both interview her ass, okay? Because while you get it, let me figure out how I can use her ass, too.
Yeah.
I relate to that theory that you just came with. It's just, me personally, it's hard for me to even elaborate on this topic because, believe it or not, I've never been a cheater.
Ever?
I've never been a cheater.
You've never cheated on anybody you've been with?
I've never been a cheater.
Seriously, Pat?
Never been a cheater. I had one incident.
I've known you since our karate days in 8th grade. You have never cheated.
I've never been a cheater. I had one incident throughout my 17 years of marriage that I was with. And she and I was broke up, and we were separated. We was in different cities, and I got a head job. And
what's a head job?
I guess just she rubbed on the head.
We are old. What is a head job?
I got a BJ. now.
Did you not?
I don't. No.
Okay.
I don't.
And you probably felt so guilty.
I guess well, not really, because we thought that it was over.
Right.
I moved to a whole nother city. I was in Fort Lauderdale. She was still in DeLand.
Right.
And so I didn't really feel guilty about it, and I had one other incident through my marriage where I was in that direction. And I don't know if it was a spiritual intervention or whatever. And I bought the hotel room and everything, and me and the girl was there. And she said, well, you need to take your wedding band off. And when she said that, I walked out and left her there. I guess it clicked me back into what I was really getting ready to do. And I left. So it's hard for me to elaborate on that side chick thing. But I mess with Yasha all the time and be like, well, it's just, hey, just as long as that nigga paying you, and it's benefiting us, it's fine.
Go get that check.
But you're playing right. Go get that check, baby.
I'm just playing, and I tell her too. I said, well, just don't give none of that head. But I mean, I'm just playing. Yeah. But that's just playing around. So
So you can't see yourself having 2 girlfriends?
Never. I couldn't do it.
You want sister wives?
Because I'm gonna put it this way, and I guess I can say this. See, I don't fuck. I make love. So I can't.
That's a whole new podcast. I don't believe. How do you make love? It's fucking. It's all fucking.
Yeah. No, well, I guess when I say make love, it's because I have to care for someone. I can't go out. I can't go out and have not no one night stand.
Okay.
Something like that.
I think that's.
So I guess it's hard for me. And then I go back to it goes to me to respect.
Right. Oh, you got you a good man, girl.
Well, cheating is something I never have to worry about. I don't trust the next bitch because they know that he, a guy's like won't cheat and they trying to do right and do the right thing. That's when women become more aggressive. They be like, I'm gonna get this nigga. It's a challenge. Yeah, I'm gonna get this nigga. So he got a couple of Facebook friends that pushes it to me. Hey baby, hey boo, hey this, and they be trying. They be pushing. I miss you and all this other stuff, and and he try to play it off, but I don't have. That's one thing I don't worry about with him is cheating. So That's a good thing.
Well, that social media is he's sitting over there
It's,
grinning.
I know, because he be right there like, hey, lady, hey. And he try to be nice to everybody. His thing is,
You can't be nice to bitches, Pat.
I know.
You
And
can't.
he's like, well, Yasha, you don't know how their day is going, and you just want to boost them up. You have to boost a woman's confidence. I'm like, screw that. They don't need to know they're pretty today.
Okay, you don't know. Okay, you're right. That just don't say shit at all. Okay, because it's not your job to make sure their day turns out great. It's their own goddamn job. Okay, because let me tell you something. When women, especially women who are going through stuff, you don't know what they're going through is. It could be going through something with a man. You don't know what it is, and what you say might spark some crazy shit in their head. Oh, he want me.
Yeah.
And she may just stalk your behind. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful about that.
She got a couple of stalkers.
I want say somebody, people you dated, exes.
Never, no. Just, met them through Facebook, and, we talked.
And women are aggressive,
and, And, yeah.
And he just looks at it and was like, well, Yasha, it takes two to do anything, which is true, but women are so aggressive, and nowadays they send titty shots, pics, and coochie shots, and everything else, and it's just, I'm like,
I guess I'm just so secure with who I am,
and I kind of feel like that
too.
I
don't, I feel like no matter what trickery they try to use,
it
it's
ain't
not
gonna work. I feel the same way,
and that's why I feel like I can engage so far.
But do you know when it's getting disrespectful though? Or where you know that if Yasha was to hear this wouldn't sit right with her. Do you know when that point?
Yes, I would know when that came. But see, these situations. Well, one situation, I'm gonna put it this way: once Yasha and I got to the point to where we started dating, going out, and then it was like, okay, this official or whatever the case is. I stopped. I stopped it. She came to me. This young lady.
Because y'all relationship started on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Right.
See, I see why.
And this young lady came to me, and she said, "Oh, well, I see you with such. I seen y'all, and this and that. Well, I just want to just tell you, she looks like she's needy and blah 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 blah, and this and that.
So she's psychoanalyzing your Facebook
right, and then and then she went on, and then she said, she finally got to. She said, "So what are you saying? You telling me that you want me to leave you alone?" I said, "Yes." Because that's my girlfriend, and yes, I need you to leave me alone. Yeah. And I stopped it. This way,
it won't be no misunderstanding.
It won't be no misunderstanding about nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny how women do that. Instead of backing out graciously, she felt the need to
put me down.
Yeah, put you down to build herself up. Which honestly, it makes a lot of men look at like it's a turn on.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't want to if a guy is if I'm with somebody and he started talking about why do you gotta do all that just to. Because that makes you look like a dummy.
No. And it's based on a picture.
Right. I hate when women do that because who sounds needy? The one that's begging. Right. That bitch sounds needy. Oh, this what you want? Okay, I already told you. I got a girlfriend. What more, how clear can I be?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
social media is like,
oh, Lord. So let's talk about these exes. Because I'm going to say all my exes live in Texas, but they actually live in Florida.
Yes.
They're not in Texas.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk about exes.
Yes. How you handle them?
How you handle exes? How you communicate with them? Can you be friends with them? How you co-parent with them? How do you exist in your new relationship when you have exes still involved, either because of friendship or because of children?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So how y'all want to get this going? What's the first thing we want to talk about? Because this is a very not diverse, but a huge topic.
Yes,
it's a very big topic. So
it can be a sensitive topic too because I'm friends with all my ex-boyfriends.
I know, girl.
I'm friends with all of them, and it's just they still friends with my family, Right. So it's very difficult. It's just, but you don't talk about them all. And when I bring up my ex-boyfriends or friends or people that I've talked to or socialized with, he'd be like, I don't remember that person. I'm like, but you don't sit there and go and talk about every single person, all your friends and your ex-boyfriends and.
Let's start from here. Okay, so friendship. Let's tackle friendship first. We're coming with the exes, whether they're ex-girlfriend or boyfriend or ex-spouse, which is two different areas. Yeah, because it's a big difference.
Spouse is different from a friend.
Yeah. So can you be? So just say you don't have any kids with your spouse or any kids with your ex-girlfriend or boyfriend. Can you be friends with your ex? Just a regular friendship without anything being sexual or inappropriate. Can you be friends and how does that affect your current relationship, if it does?
Yes.
Hold on one second. Okay, so how can
I mean, I think it's possible because my ex-boyfriend, Jeffrey. Me and him were together for a year, and
who's Jeffrey?
Jeffrey Bell, the one from Texas.
Oh, with the dog.
Yes.
The Plaza.
Oh,
The show off.
somebody jealous.
And the thing is me and him are really good friends.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's his real name. I guess, Facebook, social media is different. But, so me and him are friends to this day. He'll pick up the phone, he'll call. It doesn't happen often, but it's just like we friends on Facebook, and he knows that's my ex-boyfriend,
right.
and me and him are friends, and he was like, Jeff can't make a comment, he can't say nothing on Facebook.
Well, okay, now, not to cut you off, and I'm going to elaborate on this right now. I have no issue with them being friends. But until he started seeing Yasha and I on Facebook, posting this, posting that, there was nothing being said. But once he starts seeing us on Facebook, now he's coming at her in certain ways, this and that, or whatever. Then call it, oh, are you really happy? Oh, this and oh, that. So now I feel like you disrespecting me.
Right, that's different.
It's one thing about y'all being friends. I can understand that. I have no problem with them being friends. It's just like my friend Natalie, and Natalie. Me and Natalie have never had a relationship, but do I know that Natalie likes me, and if she had a chance to be with me, yes, of course she does. And she comes on sometime and she'll be like, hey Denzel.
No, she's like, hey baby, and blow kisses and hearts, and I know she want to fuck him, so Jeffrey don't want to fuck me.
That's to be seen, to be known. Who knows? Because I mean, I'm gonna put it this way. It's sort of like we spoke about a little earlier when, like, say through a breakup, and do you make drastic changes? And she mentioned the part about getting on social media, showing a little more cleavage, this and that, or whatever the case is. So now I'm getting a little jealous. Now I'm like, okay, I don't want no other nigga to get that there.
Right.
So so I feel that way. As far as, okay, now you seeing that she's happy, you see that she found someone that you can tell, because he did say that. Okay, yeah, I can see you really like this guy.
Yasha to keep that in check though?
I trust Yasha.
Because here's the thing though, because when you have friends with exes, especially if you know they are testing the boundaries of your friendship and your current relationship, you have to be able to know that, decipher that, and put them in check. Because you can get to the point, like, say for instance, you and Jeff, y'all cool or whatever. Yeah. You and Pat may have a blip. And the first thing you do, Jeff may call you and he's like, how you doing? Oh God, Pat. And you start talking about Pat. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a really thin line. I mean, and honestly, as long as you know Yasha keeps it in check, let him do what he do.
I trust Yasha. Now, can I say Yasha checked him, and I would appreciate if you wouldn't say certain things because it makes my boyfriend feels uncomfortable. Now, has she done that? I don't know.
Has the way he responds on her post changed?
It hasn't been anything lately. I haven't seen anything.
I don't think there's anything that has been said that should make you. Only person you've ever said that made you uncomfortable was somebody I ain't even sleep with. I don't even know him.
We had some conversations about Jeffrey back then, but at the same time, like I said, it wasn't nothing. It's more so of his timing. Why all of a sudden now, because you seeing her with someone, before we went public, I wasn't seeing him commenting on nothing. He wasn't trying to call you this and that. But once we became public, now he's saying certain things, and he wants to call you and talk to you and say, that's my problem.
Okay, how about this? For me personally, I think you can't be friends with exes. I definitely think they're ex for a reason, and I think you owe it to the person that you're with that if your feelings change in your friendship about your ex, you should communicate that. You know what I'm saying? Or stop it if you don't want to be with that person, want to be who you're with. And then I just, it's I don't know. I don't have a problem with it long as I'm aware of the friendship. You could talk in front of me. You could put their ass on speakerphone, and they got to worry about nothing inappropriate being said. Or we can all meet at a bar and have a drink and be okay. And it's just weird. It's kind of weird because I'm like, me and Larry together, and some of his family, his mother's side of his family was like, how you go over there and with his ex-wife and hang with them? They don't want each other. I don't. They never made me feel uncomfortable as if, you know what I'm saying? And it was for the kids. Yeah. And her boyfriend was over there as well. And me and Larry and I had gotten married. And all my life, I've never done anything like this before until I got the freaking text. It must be something in that damn Texas water because I would even go to Michelle's events and, she'll be there. Ian will be there. Michelle's high school boyfriend, middle school boyfriend, her mama's two ex-husbands, a boy. I mean, it's just, I was like, what happened?
They all here?
But they all breaking bread together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think it can work long as everybody has a respect. But when people start, honestly, to be honest, if people start questioning your happiness and inquire about your relationship, I'm with Pat on now. I think you need to nip that crap in the bud. Yeah. Because why? Would you looking for a little? What you looking for? Either you looking to insert yourself or you looking for me to be unhappy. I mean, what is your motivation behind this?
I mean, the thing is, it's just in any situation of that nature. I mean, when he was asking at that time, it was more or less, y'all broke up. You getting back together.
Getting back together. Oh,
so
okay.
it
was you felt like it was genuine.
It was a friendship. Like and people do. And I'm glad I have friends that they know me.
Right.
They know my personality. They know I can be crazy and they know me. So it's just like, all right, well, are you happy? It's all about making yourself happy. Is it, and I didn't take it as like you trying to get back with me or just trying to get the scoop on him. Because I don't talk up. You should never talk about your relationships with your man to another man.
I did that. That's
a big no.
It is.
I just don't like it. I don't believe that you should do that because of the fact that that's just something that should be between you. I mean, I can understand that you talking to maybe a family member or something that can help you get through
but
it.
Not an ex.
But not no ex-boyfriend or, some,
Well, I'm going to say this, and I have shared things with a friend, a female friend.
Larry's done that too.
But not where I'm speaking down on Yasha.
But the thing about it is,
or on the person that's involved. I have talked about a relationship as to what I did, what I could have done differently.
Okay.
What caused us to get here. I took responsibility for my actions.
Right.
Not trying to make me like I'm just this good person and she's this bad person.
Yeah, right.
So
I guess it depends on what type of friend it is too. Is it one of your friends like in your situation, Natalie, who want to jump in your drawers, that would use that information?
Because I'm telling you, women conniving.
I know.
I'm saying so. We connive. I'm saying I'm a female, and I know we are conniving, and we sitting there like gathering information, just gathering up information and waiting for our moment to strike.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
And that's where it's most important.
And me and so them didn't even realize. Oh, she my friend.
Yes.
Right. I can talk to her about anything. Next thing you know, he getting the BJ.
Yep.
But see, when I feel that if you know that person, that friend, whether it's in my case a female, in your case a male, and you know that they have a certain thought or a certain feeling as far as waiting on their chance, waiting to pounce, then you know not to go a certain area with them. Yeah. You know what to share with them. And then all that goes down to is your self-respect, and it also goes down to respect for the person that maybe you're not with right now, because at some point you should have respect that person, and just because y'all broke up don't mean you have to lose respect and try to put them down.
But tell me this, suppose though that you have an ex, like say for instance Jeff, I'm just using as an example since we're talking about him, and even though nothing is interest either one of y'all to each other, happy, but suppose you have a better communication with him than you do with your person that you're with. How do you think that could be handled? I mean, how?
That sounds like a dangerous situation there.
Yeah. Well, I don't mean.
If you feel that you have a better communication with them,
like say for instance, she talking to you is like talking to a brick wall. Every time she say something to you, but that's not an issue for her in terms of it's affecting y'all relationship. Y'all are fine. It's just that she feels more open and expressive. She could tell somebody else, or me, I could tell somebody else better about my day, how I'm feeling, what's going on, or whatever. Versus if I talk to you, your responses may not be necessarily fulfilling or what I need to engage in a conversation. You may, you know what I'm saying?
Right. In that sense,
so you still think it's still dangerous?
In that sense, it is dangerous. Yeah. And in that sense, I feel that she should call her girlfriend and not that male friend. And I'm gonna sum it up with that.
So how about suppose I'm your girlfriend, I come to you and I'm like, look, me and Jeff, we have great conversation. He listens. He's open. He's, you know, we have great dialogue. He travels. I just love to hear his stories. And I come to you and say, you know, I would like for us to communicate a lot better. I would like for us to have more dialogue and to share more stuff and experience new things. Now you on defense now, right? You're on defense because wait a minute, why you but I'm not comparing you. I'm just saying I want us to have that dialogue. So now I'm trying to tell you I have great communication with this person that I'm friends with, but I want this with you. How do we build our communication where we can have our type of great communication? Not necessarily mine's with him, but ours.
Yeah. Okay, then at that point I want to know what it is that I'm doing or I'm not doing to make you feel that we can't.
You ain't listening. You on your phone when I'm talking to you. You don't give me. You give me one word answers. You watching the game. You biting your toenails. You don't listen. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You just not listening to me.
And then at that point, then I'll be like, okay, what is it that I can do to change
be honest,
this?
I'm saying you'll be open to that. A lot of men not open to stuff like that.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because that's where we had to get. Because that's what our biggest problem was communication.
In what way?
There would be times that we would be in the middle of a conversation trying to communicate, and then it may be something that I just didn't want to hear. It was the truth, and it was the way that the truth was brought to me. I didn't want to hear it, and I walk away. So nothing was being solved.
Okay.
So you know, so I feel that if that person meets,
that's kind of different type of communication. I'm just talking about in general. You know how you just have
a better conversation.
Yeah, like when you out with your girlfriends, you just this conversation is just flowing. It's hype. But you have a guy friend that you used to date. Y'all have that same type of hype conversation. It's nothing sexual, nothing inappropriate. Y'all just have great conversation. And you and me may not have that. We live together. We may talk about stuff. We may make sure we communicate on how to get the bills paid. You know, make sure the kids are taken care of. Whatever we're doing in our day-to-day life, but we don't have that dynamic communication. And I would say that this is how I feel. Like a lot of men would get not necessarily defensive, but very insecure about that and defensive. Yeah. And like, well, wait a minute now. So now they feeling competitive because it's y'all natural instinct is to get competitive. Like, oh, you could talk to that nigga, but you can't talk to me. Right. Well, honey, I tried talking to you. You weren't paying attention. You were so busy watching the game, whatever. Right. You know what I mean? And it's kind of difficult to get men to open their mind to stuff like that, to do something different to better the situation because they think everything is okay.
Yeah,
it becomes a pride thing.
Yeah, it becomes a pride thing. And now everything is going out of proportion.
It becomes a pride thing with the man, and then, like I said, you become defensive. Right. And then when you become defensive, you shut down. It's like, well, you know, keep on talking to him. You know, I mean, seriously, that's but I just, you know, a lot.
That's exactly what. You know, because you know what the thing is like I don't have girlfriends. I don't have that.
Just like your mama.
I don't have any girlfriends. I don't have that type of communication that I can have somebody to go and talk to. So I handle
that by
things.
Choice?
I think so. And women are difficult. You know, I think
who did it? Did Lee do it? Lee did it to you?
I don't know who did it. I really couldn't say. It's just like, you know, women, they have their own. It's hard to tell. With dealing with friends and girls, it's just like they have their own thing going, and either they trying to stab you in the back or...
Y'all have such negative views on women. I find that so disturbing.
It's just because a woman is out for their own nowadays.
And I think, yeah, they are, but you meet people where they are. That doesn't mean you can't be friends with somebody. I mean, because I have people that I have subsets. We're all off topic, but I have like subsets of girlfriends. You know, people that I can probably confide in a little bit more than I could others. People I like going to concerts with. People I like going to happy hour. It just all depends on. Like I have a group of like my group of work friends. I like hanging out with them. They are more of the gossipy type, more of the we watching everything, we digressing on things that we saw, the things, information that's I'm included, that we've come across, and we just data dumping. Then I have a group of friends where we just have dynamic conversation. It's nothing personal about us, nothing personal about somebody else. It's just things that's going on in life and the world. We have drinks. It's just like a small subset, so and it's fulfilling in each area of how I categorize them. You know what I mean? And honestly, I'm real funny about calling people friends.
I can't keep seeing like that sound complicated. Didn't that just sound complicated? I have this group of friends over here, and this is the ones I go out gossiping with. They got my church girlfriends over here, and then I got these over here. You really can't trust them, but you know we gonna hang out for a little bit.
But that's the phone ones though. They bring the hype.
I don't got time for that.
And that goes to being sociable.
Thank you. It's a social thing.
It's a social thing, and you.
I'm very sociable though.
But it's not. But I'm not committed. I'm not committed to the sense of
that you don't feel comfortable.
Right, and I'm not committed to a friendship where I'm obligated to do something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not obligated to come to your kids' baby shower or graduation. It's just. If I want to get out and do something, I just have a subset of people. Hey, let me call and hang. Now, I have some people I do really think are true. Like when I went out with Zonica and Yana and Taj when I was here.
Yeah,
now I've been with them.
Friends.
Yeah, I've been with them since forever. I mean, I have history with them. We don't talk every day. I don't see them every day. We don't know what's going on in each other's life every day. But when we get together, it's like. It's great, and we don't talk about people, which is a pet peeve of mine. Talking about people, we just have a great time.
You know what? I think that's easy for you because you don't deal with them on a daily basis. But if you
I
have
don't
that
deal
friend,
with none of them.
But I think if you have friends, like if you were here in Florida and you had to deal with them on a daily basis,
So?
I don't think
I think
dealing
it would
with
be the
their everyday
same.
life.
I'm so funny acting. I think it would be the same because we so wrapped up in our lives. I mean, like we were supposed to get together again to bring the grandkids together. Ain't nobody call nobody. You know what I'm saying? We had made this grandiose plan to all meet up and have our grandkids meet, but we didn't do it because life happens. I don't think anybody. Now, one thing I agree with you. I don't have time to nurture a girlfriend relationship where our lives are so entwined that. But I am there for somebody if they need me. You know what I mean? So it's a difference, you know. And I think we all need that as women. That's so off topic. That's another podcast.
We're going to. Let's get back on the exes. Let's take it over.
Okay, so what about exes? So Larry and I got together. We both had exes. Clearly, we both got kids. We end up getting married, bringing the kids in the situation. He got a crazy ex. I have a crazy ex, which kind of like. We're allowed to interfere in our relationship, and then the kids got involved because you know some pop off in the house with the kids. Me and my kids going to the corner. We ready to post up and fight. Him and his kids another corner ready to post up and fight. You know what I'm saying? Because there was no boundaries. There was no togetherness or cohesiveness between Larry and I at the time. We've come a long way because we don't like kids at all to interfere in our relationship, but we did because we didn't know any better, and then we didn't trust each other enough to do. Thinking that the other person gonna do right by our kids, so it's difficult.
It's very difficult.
So when you have an ex who has their own set of issues, which I don't understand how exes, because honestly, if you and again this is with the Tory Hart because they asked her a question about Unico and said, "Are you and her? Do y'all get along?" She said, "Well, we get along. We don't necessarily get along or don't get along, but we're not friends. We don't have big family get-togethers or anything because we're not there yet. But one thing I do, I respect her. I know my children love her, and I don't want him to have women in and out of my children's life. So for that, I respect her. And that takes a strong woman to do that. It takes a strong woman to do that, and you don't find it, or man, because you don't find that very often. So how? I don't know about y'all situation personally. Y'all got kids. I know my sister got kids. So y'all bring y'all kids together. So how easy or hard is that dealing with just the kids themselves and dealing? I don't know if y'all got crazy exes too.
I mean, I don't think his ex is crazy. I just think she won't open up to let me in. I mean, I literally have not spoken one word, and me and Pat's been together for years, so we have not spoken one word to each other.
And that's another thing too. I don't let my children go around nobody I ain't met.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm you know, in a situation that Yasha is speaking on now, as far as my ex and her and them not speaking this and that or whatever, and like I say, when there's a child involved, that's a sensitive topic. You know, whether you from you know, in my case, my ex-wife, in your case, your ex-husband, and you know, so but in my situation, my ex is she's getting comfortable with the situation now because she knows that Yasha has Patrice's best interest in mind, and that goes a lot with the fact of Patrice goes back and speaks good about Yasha.
So even though Yasha and her have not made contact, Patrice has actually building the bridge.
It's building the bridge.
That's good.
Patrice is building the bridge. Patrice loves Yasha.
Okay.
It was just like the incident we had just the other day about my daughter's graduation, and it got to the point where they weren't able to get tickets. She ended up getting one ticket because her brother backed out. But Cece was very adamant about trying to make sure she has a ticket for Yasha and Tank.
Okay.
And she said that specifically, Yasha and Tank.
Tank.
She didn't say Yasha and her little boy.
Who
She said
is Cece? That's your
Tank.
ex?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
And she said Tank.
So how y'all not
And then-
speaking?
and
I don't know.
I
really
think
don't
that
know.
situation is more so Yasha just hasn't got comfortable enough to where she feels she can speak.
Go there,
I think, you know what the thing is? It's just like, you know, I don't like confrontation. I can't fight. And all the stories I've heard, it's just like, you know, she
But that's not your story, though. That's not
Right.
your history.
I know.
That's not your experience.
I know, but they say she quick to jump off. And I don't, and knowing me, I don't want nobody to jump off on me like
Okay.
that.
I don't think she would, but if she
Yeah.
did say, you know what, clearly this is not a good time,
Yeah.
we'll talk later.
Right.
and exit the building. But exit walking backwards because you don't want to get jumped on. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's a way to diffuse. But you're looking for the worst before you haven't even get a chance to get to.
Exactly.
Those are
you know-
other people's experiences.
Exactly. And the door is open for her.
I know.
It's open for
But
her.
I would say,
It's
too,
open
that
for
your
her.
ex, too, has some responsibility in this as well because if Yasha likes Patrice and Patrice likes Yasha and they spend a great deal of time together, she needs to get to know the woman. Because I'm telling you quick, I used to, Rodney, because he had a parade of women through his life, and I didn't want to stop him from seeing his child because of that. So I'm calling and I'm letting bitches know, hey, I'm the nicest person. I'm not one of those exes from hell.
Yeah.
Right.
I like you as long as he love you. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
I just
So-
think that the man or the woman has to help build that bridge.
It is your
to bring
responsibility, too.
to
It
bring us
is.
together.
It is.
And to do that, I mean, the thing is, it's just like, unless you just know that bridge is something that is never going to happen. Like with me and my ex, that bridge will never happen. You know, my ex is too insecure. He feels like another man's raising his child. It makes it very difficult. And it's ignorant.
Oh, that's ignorant.
It's very ignorant because
So
my
as
son is
opposed to
happy.
as opposed to what?
he just feels that another
And
man's
she
raising
knows
his child.
Tank's love past. So that
Yes.
right there should give him security
It
to
don't
know.
matter.
And
He
But
just,
you're right. You said insecure. That's right. I forgot. It's the key word.
And I'm kind of
You
glad
have to
that
be able to deal with it.
I'm glad that this is brought up because it really bothers me because Lord knows I love that little boy.
Right.
And I mean, actually, since Yasha and I have been together, I probably have done more to show love and give love towards Tank than I did Patrice. Not because I don't love Patrice, because I love Patrice. Patrice is my world.
Right.
But I don't have to prove my love
Look
to her.
Right. It's natural. It's
And I have to prove it to him for him to feel comfortable with me.
Yeah, to learn. Yeah, get to know
And
you.
you know, and it was like the first time that I even seen this man. And she, of course, Yasha has told me all. Yasha has told me all about him. So at the same time, you know, I'm like, okay, and even your mother has said things
See,
about
y'all giving
him.
it. That's not
Now-
his
now-
story.
now-
You should-
now-
I know,
No,
but as soon as I brought them together, the first thing happened. He goes, "You better not bring that nigga around me. You bet, I'll beat that nigga ass."
He said, "I'll fuck him up."
I'll
That was
fuck
his
him
right
up.
word.
And that's over in the corner.
Did he?
But it's-
No, I didn't
but
want the
but
PTSD to come
but
out.
See, the thing about it is, she's worried about that PTSD.
But you
I'm
ain't
not.
worried. Okay.
He's putting all this stuff out there, and I already got this history of you. So, nigga, I'm ready.
I know that's right.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm ready. But my thing is before you allow your PTS to interfere, why don't you get to know the situation? Ask Tank.
He don't
find out what's going on. Cause see, me personally, if when CC gets to the point to where she's dating now, and she decides she want to bring this guy around, then what I want to do is I want to know that my baby gonna be all right with him, and you know what, brother, I'm all right with you.
Exactly, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Not my first thing, not even give this man a chance, and then now I'm causing all the problems. I'm keeping the division in there, you know, and then I'm not allowing Patrice to get to know him or Patrice to feel comfortable.
You your child,
you know, because that's the point. Because Tank is at a position now where, you know, if his dad calls or around, it's almost like he's like, I don't know who you are, Pat, and that bothers me. It hurts my feelings.
Now,
because he's afraid of it. He's afraid to show that, you know, Pat cool.
But you need to reassure I can't say as a mother, because this is a difficult thing. It's difficult because Malik was like that too with his dad. Because same situation. My Lewis and Larry tried to be cordial because I'm raising your son. Lewis didn't want to hear it. Yeah. Nothing Larry could, and honestly, you got to get to a point where y'all never going to be on the same page, because it's a thought process of mine, and it's a huge insecurity. Huge insecurity. So Larry's like, fuck it, I'm still just going to do what I'm doing with Malik. And my son has treated him some type of way over the years, not because he's afraid of his dad, but because of the things his dad was putting in his head. You know, and then by me and Larry not being on the same page, my son in my ear, then I'm involved now. So now I'm another barrier that's causing issues in the situation too. That's why I say, right now, you got to talk to your kid. You got to talk to him and reassure him, you know. And don't say nothing bad about his dad.
No, I never.
Just say, hey, look, your dad feels some type of way, and you know what? That's fine. But you know what this man does for you. Yeah. And don't disrespect him, whether your dad is there or not. Because in the end, I don't know whether the daddy ever get it now, but at some point you would think he would say, I got a good child. He's respectful regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now, I will say is Tank or Ava have never disrespected me.
I got some good nieces in
there. Never disrespected me, and from day one, I've always felt that they like me to a certain extent, and I know it's a little deeper now, especially with Ava. Ava and I have really got closer just in the last 6 months. You know, we have gotten closer. So that is, but I've gotten to the point when it comes to Tank's father, just leave him alone. But at the same time, you know, the other side of me want to be like, you know, nigga, you know, you don't know who I am. You don't know what I'm capable of. And you know, I want to like just say, come man, just why don't you give it a chance? Why don't you get to know me? But see, I don't even feel like I can approach him.
It's about Yasha. Because if it was about, I truly believe if it was about your kids, it wouldn't be an issue. It's about Yasha and him not being able to manipulate, control, exert his authority, bully, whatever. And because it's a barrier now. Because let me tell you something. And even though me and Al were not friends anymore, I do know when I was with my ex. You remember that?
Yes.
And we used to fight, and he was fighting me and carrying on. I had to go back in that house to get my stuff out that house, and it was explosive. It was crazy. It was bad. I mean, to the point where he wanted to kill me. Yasha sent Tank Dad over there with me. And I don't know if it's PTSD, pure blood crazy, hood crazy. I don't know what it is, but he walked me in that house, and him and Lewis had been cool. Yeah, you know, we all
really good friends.
Really, we had hung out together. We was a family. Yeah. And so, but when the split happened, he was with his wife, and Yasha said, "Don't let this happen to my sister." That man walked in that house with me, Pat, and he was just like this the whole time. Every time Lou tried to talk to me, he was back up, bro. And you gonna do that?
That's what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he would not let my husband come near me. And guess what? My husband wasn't fucking with him because he knew it was on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for that, I have always. I can't say that part in that moment. That was my respect right there for him because he did protect me in that house that day.
And I can respect. that. I respect him for that.
Right.
But I can't respect him for his ignorance.
Yeah.
His ignorance towards me, I can't respect.
I just think as women or men in this situation, how do you build that bridge to allow it to be? I mean, I know we might not be able to all sing Kumbaya at Christmas and get together and all have Christmas dinner, but how do you get it to that point, especially when you getting along with the kids, you just can't even get along with
some personalities that you just can't, because even though Malik is grown now and Lewis has no leverage anymore, he's still bringing up stuff. Remember that one time we was bowling when Malik was a little kid, we was bowling and Larry snatched the bowling ball from Malik and Malik went back and you remember that? It was anyway, one of our family events. I don't know what happened, but Larry took the bowling ball from Malik. And Malik went back and told Lewis that Larry took the bowling ball. And he still to this day, Malik would be 21, he's still talking about that goddamn bowling ball. Okay, he ain't mentioned all the games that Larry went to that he couldn't make. He didn't mention the times that when Malik got in trouble, Larry was at the school. He didn't mention the time when Malik did great things, how Larry supported him. He don't mention none of the good stuff. He just keep talking about these little pockets of negative stuff, but he never. But that's how you know a man is insecure with himself, because a man can walk up to another man and say, you know what? I really truly don't like you, but I respect you because you did right by my child. You know what I'm saying? That takes a man. That takes a man
and a woman.
And a woman. So I don't think you're ever going to get that. So I wouldn't expect it, you know. But I mean, it's no harm in trying, because I just feel like if people are happy, that's how I knew Lewis wasn't happy for a very long time. Because if you're happy where you are, who freak cares what's going on over there? Only thing he should be concerned about is Tank good, Tank straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And in the situation with my ex-wife and Yasha or anyone, it's not about Yasha. It's about her want to feel comfortable that if her daughter's around them, that she's going to be okay. And as you said, when your ex-husband has so many different women in and out of his life, CC just wants to know that the woman that I introduced to Patrice, like, we got this relationship. It's not gonna be okay. You introduce her to this woman now. 6 months later, you introduce her to another woman. 6 months later, you introduce her to another woman. Because when I one time, and it was brief with Nicole. Patrice had a performance over in DeLand. I went to the performance. I wouldn't let Nicole get out the car. I said, "You just sit here. I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna, And then afterwards, I brought Patrice walking me over to the car, and I said, "Nicole, this Patrice, this Nicole," and me and Patrice turned around and walked away. And then Cece made a statement to me. She said, "Oh, well, I guess this must be, you done introduce your daughter to us, or what? This who you gonna be with?"
And that's important. She wants to know. For women.
But
that's
see,
really
now
important.
she knows this right here. It
solid.
Is what it is.
Right.
So now she's to the point, just like Patrice said the other day. Patrice said, "Mama's cool. Mama, Mama knows. Yasha coming. This. See,
but why don't y'all go out to dinner?
See,
that's you.
Maybe I need to set something up. I need to set something up, so that they can get to know each other a little
invite
better.
over her boyfriend, and we can just all
the thing about it, I don't think that. I don't even think. Well, I don't know. Did she tell me she met him?
I don't know.
Because me and Cece were together for, it was 4 or 5 months before she even allowed me to introduce me to her kids.
Okay.
And same with Yasha. Yasha didn't.
And I think it's important
Yasha didn't introduce me to Tank or Ava. We had dated and been. It was several months.
Like that.
Right.
Before she.
Right.
So
you don't bring nobody around your kids. I mean, because especially if you know they're not gonna, you got to find out if they're gonna be part of your life.
They're gonna be around.
Yeah. I think the whole thing is just like with exes is just trying to figure out how to keep keep it positive, raise your kids, and both. I mean, did you see that thing on social media where that lady? It was a black lady, and they had a daughter, and
in the car.
No, and she posted a picture of her boyfriend's new girlfriend and her daughter together on social media, and she said, "I just want to thank this woman because my daughter's happy, and I respect her completely." I mean, it went viral. I don't even know why you didn't see it, but she was just giving this lady kudos because she said, "I don't know you, but I know that when my daughter comes back, you make her happy. You feed her, you take care of her, you do all those things when you're over there with my ex-boyfriend, and you take care of him."
You just don't find too many women like that.
Yeah.
You just don't find. Now I will say this: Larry's ex-wife, she did like when things would happen, but she had her own way of sabotaging stuff too with everything. But just in general, like if things happened with the kids, she knew that I had her kids in their best interests at heart. With them, she knew I was gonna take care of them, make sure they had whatever they needed. And she would always thank me. I just don't know how sincere it was because right now, you know, when Larry and I broke up, I did go ballistic. I did, you know, I kicked everybody out the house. I said some stuff out of anger, you know, and I know a lot of times apology, you just can't apologize for everything and expect everything to be okay.
Right.
But we are moving on. We're moving forward now, and she still want to be mad. You know what I'm saying? So how, in my mind, how thankful were you really that you're holding one incident, and allowing it to keep the family separate when so many good things have been done? You know what I'm saying? And especially when you know you ain't 100% right. You ain't been 100 about everything. You know, and
the kids are grown now too.
And they grown. You know what I'm saying?
Time to move on.
I mean, they don't even have to speak to me if they don't want to, but they do. You know what I'm saying? We're still building. You know, and I don't know. It just takes, and like I say, Rodney had a parade of women through his life, and I had to get to know all these women. But the ones he was with for long periods of time, I mean, I appreciate them but I made contact with them, Darryl, because you gotta know who you with too. Yeah. I know he was a street guy. Mm-hmm. I knew he wasn't in the house when we was together. I knew that I was the one taking care of the kids. I knew he wasn't that parent. Right. He was a street person. Mm-hmm. So I knew if he with somebody, he's still a street person. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He finna hang out, he going to the bar, he playing pool, he doing whatever. So she gonna be with my kids. Yeah. So I would have to make contact with the female and say, hey, what you need? What's going on? Yeah. I had to make sure because I knew he was not, even though I know he's going to protect this child, I just knew that she was going to be the sole person with, and I knew how my daughter was. There's another thing parents don't think about too. You know your kid bad. Yeah. You know your kid a smart ass. You know, I knew I couldn't send Malik to his dad and not talk to this woman because I know how my son is. He going to get slick with you. He going to try your patience. He going to try you. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you got to be realistic about who your kids are and the person that you was with. And that's how you determine, I guess, whether you reach out to that other person or not and make connection, because you just got to know what's going on.
I just think in this overall conversation, I think you can, with exes, whether kids involved or not, you know, you all can come together and overcome all the little insecurities and everything. But one thing you can't overcome is ignorance. If you're dealing with an ignorant person, they gonna stay ignorant, and they're not gonna have any understanding.
And you gotta meet them where they are. If that's how he want to be. You continue to be the person that Tank needs you to be, because I guarantee you, when Tank get grown, he's going to know who was the man there for him. Yeah. He's gonna always love his dad. Malik loves his dad, but he knows who his dad is. Yeah. He knows that he can't go telling his dad stuff because his dad is crazy. Yeah. So the kids know stuff.
Right. Now I will say this, Tiffany. I will
Monroe Bishop.
I will say, I'm sorry, Monroe. and this is Tea with Monroe. Y'all keep tuning in. But I will say this. Now, in the beginning of Yasha and I relationship, I mean, I used to tell Yasha, I said, you know, Tank hurt my feelings, because he, you know, no matter what I did, no matter how much time we spent together, it was just like his dad was his world. But then his dad wasn't like in his world, but his dad was his world. And then I had to get to understand that. But as time has gone on, Tank doesn't ask about him that much anymore. Tank doesn't call as much. And he depends on me. And so, you know, so like you said, it comes around, a child knows. Yeah. But think about it, I'm not in no competition. I'm just being who I am.
So how do the kids get along? How do y'all get along with the kids? Like, let's bring it back home. Forget the exes. Y'all got kids, because I know people's relationships with their ex affect their relationship. So y'all got kids involved. So how does it influence y'all relationship in some type of way in terms of how y'all deal? Because you know he's ignorant, you know she's coming around, and you know she's feels strongly about her daughter. How does these dynamics affect how y'all handle the children together?
You know what? Honestly, we're still in a phase where he deals with any issues with his daughter, and I deal with issues with my kids. So it's like if there's an issue that I have with Patrice, or I hear something that it might concern me or something about Patrice, I go talk to him about it and let him deal with that part with Patrice. And at first, it became difficult for him because, you know, as a man, he sees stuff that goes on that he might not like. He wants to automatically speak on it. And it's just like with my kids, like, you know, Tank might say something, you know, out of turn or something. And Pat quick like, me and you gonna fall out? Don't talk to her like that. You know, we gonna fall out. Don't talk to her like that. And so, and it's taking time because now I says, you know, if there's problems, especially with them all together, if there's problems, come and talk to me about it, and then let me talk to them about it. But I don't know
in terms of Pat.
If Pat, or like, you know, if the kids are arguing or yelling or screaming, and Patrice might come say something to him that she don't like about the kids, or my kids come to me saying something they don't like about Patrice. You know, come talk to me, and then we talk about it together and figure out how we get work it out.
That's a good way to handle it.
Yeah, because it's just like, you know, each of us dealing with it, you know, it keeps the peace, you know. And so now he'll come to me and he'll be like, look, Yasha, you know, Ava needs to start picking up her dishes. I'm tired of cleaning up behind Ava. You know, and it's just like, you know, so he'll come to me and talk to me, and I'll go talk to Ava about it. And it keeps the peace, and, you know.
So at what point can he say, Ava, could you get your dishes right here?
Well,
now it's got to that point. We started out that way.
And I agree with Yasha on everything she said. And as far as like discipline, as far as any discipline, now I will correct them.
Right.
The only thing, my only discipline that I have is, as she said, if one of them gets slick, talk back, or anything to their mother, and I would tell them I would not remain silent through that.
Right.
You are not going to talk back to your mother, because my theory is, I don't care what you think, who's giving you this, who's giving you love. No one is going to love you the way that your mother going to love you.
I know that's
no
right.
one is going to do for you what your mother will do for you.
I know, because I think the hard part, like, even there was a situation where there was, you know, I contacted Patrice, and her mom was hot.
What did you say to her?
I contacted her, and I think I said, I texted her and said, your dad's not coming, or something to that effect.
Let me just, I'm just going to elaborate on it. It was a situation where I couldn't make it to something, or something happened, and Yasha just backed me up on it. And she called Patrice directly.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
She didn't like that. She just felt I needed to stay in my place, and that anything, it should be from him, not from me. Yeah. And so that's what makes it like difficult. I just stay out of it now. I mean, I don't do anything like that.
I have a problem with that because, again, Larry has children. So if they come to my house, they're hanging out with us, they're doing stuff with us, they're spending summers with us, I'm buying them school clothes, we're doing things. If something changes with their dad and their dad say, hey, or I need to contact them, I'm not gonna go necessarily through, especially if I don't talk to you. Yeah. I'm gonna go straight to, especially if they're old enough to understand it, which Patrice is. What's the problem?
She just felt that it should come from him, not me telling that this is what happened. That's what I'm saying. So I just stay out of it. And that's how difficult. I think if me and her had a relationship, that's why I say, to me, it's important to have a relationship with that other person who's doing stuff with you.
Because let me tell you something. Because you know, Louis got two. Louis got two other kids. Well, actually 3 or 4 now, but. The one that came to stay with us when we was in Lakeland, Florida, and a note came in the suitcase. Make sure your wife don't say nothing to my kids. Don't discipline my kids. Oh, wow. You know, don't talk to my kids unless she absolutely have to. You, they daddy, they're visiting you. I expect you to handle all this.
Oh wow.
Okay, bitch. Okay. So you know how Louis is, right? So he's a disciplinary. Yeah. He don't hold his tongue, or he don't hold his belt. Yeah. So they was bad. They was some bad kids. Mm-hmm. So everything they did, he was whooping their ass, whooping their ass. And then I don't know what had happened. Oh, I know what it was. It was my oldest son and his oldest daughter got caught hunching, caught dry humping
behind the tree. They were getting on.
Yes.
Yes. Getting all up in there behind the tree.
They got caught dry humping, and I got the phone call, and the first thing I said, let me go home so I can get my son, because I knew he was finna whoop their ass, because he's like a very strict in a lot of ways.
Yeah, old school probably.
Old school, with a piece of cider, splash of ignorance, but crazy. But so I said, I said, look, I need y'all to cover my shift. I'm finna go to the house. I got to get my child, because I want to make sure I got the full story before he goes slamming that belt every darn week. Because I done took a lot of ass for my children. I got whipped with a belt plenty of times trying to protect my children, because he's an ass. He's like the ass whoop. So, and I guess the little girl had called her mama. Next thing you know, I got a phone call. Would you please help my daughter? Would you protect my? No, bitch. You the one told me to leave your daughter alone.
Yeah.
I need you to protect my daughter from Lulu. You know how Lulu is. You knew that. So why would you restrict me from saying or doing anything? Because I was the one who felt like his punishments was harsh.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna protect the kids.
Right.
But you told me to stay in my lane. So guess what? I help him get to the airport. That's about all I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm only taking ass whoopings for these over here, not those over there. Because you made it very clear where it was. You know what I'm saying? And I think as years went by, we still didn't never really become friends or anything. But she didn't say anything, because I barely beat my own children. So I'm not gonna be hitting. Now, one thing I'm not gonna hit on nobody else's children.
Exactly.
I slide mine through the grass, but I'm not gonna hit your child. So I mean, so that's a lesson learned right there. Because after that, I got no more letters. It was like, tell Miss Tiffany I said hi.
I have a question. So how much is too much as far as talking about your exes? Like, how much if Lewis do you talk to about Larry? With Larry, I mean, Lewis, we did this.
I think in the beginning of our relationship, or like different pockets of stuff, because I was still because me and Lewis was together for a long time. I mean, he was encoded in my cells.
Yeah.
We was together. I mean, I was just as crazy as he was, and so I was deprogramming myself from him when I met Larry. So during pockets of our relationship, because I was so used to what I was used to, I was constantly talking about, well, Lewis do it this way. What if Lewis did that? Lewis is this. Well, Lewis this. Well, Lewis don't let the kids do that.
Yeah.
And, I was always, I didn't think I was comparing. I think I would call myself trying to teach Larry the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was stupid of me, but I didn't know any better.
The Lewis way.
Yeah, I didn't know it, because those were the things that I liked about him, the way he handled certain things.
Yeah.
Versus Larry was a little bit more laid back. He's a little bit more different. I mean, like if somebody say something rude to me, it's nuck if you buck with Lewis, but Larry, okay, y'all, honey, let's go.
Yeah.
We ain't finna be fooling with these crazy people, as long as they don't touch us, he's walking away. Versus Lewis, he pulling out shotguns. We ready. I got a nunchuck. We ready to fight.
I just think sometimes
that's.
But Larry did tell me. He said, Don't bring his ass up no more.
Yeah, just let it go.
I'm not him.
Yeah.
Our situation is I don't handle stuff like him. Stop bringing that shit up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it took me a while to, like I said, deprogram myself and not having these expectations of him that I was familiar with
because
Lewis.
I think that the history changes the dynamic of your situation. Just like what you went through, it changed. You was trying to put that in. It brought it into his relationship, and that's why I tried to. Because I mean, I'm talking about, we could be talking about motorcycles, and then he'll be like, yeah, Cece had this motorcycle, and I mean, it's just like when you spend so much time with 16 years.
That's a long time to be with somebody.
And he don't do it on purpose, or he's not malicious with it. It's just be conversation. But it's just like,
you should make new memories with me. Let's talk about this motorcycle right here with me. Okay?
I mean, it's just like, and he does it with about all his exes. And all his exes. I mean, he has his great memories he has with his ex. That's all I hear. Oh, I love me some Tanya Morales. Oh, I love me some Cece.
Now, let me stop this right now.
Clear the mic, Pat. Clear the mic.
Let me stop this right now. I do not volunteer that information. Yasha may say, yeah, Tiffany told me that.
Tiffany.
What? I'm sorry. Am I saying it wrong?
What did I tell her?
That Pat was crazy about that Tanya Morales. And then when she said, then I would say, Tanya was my heart.
Tanya.
She was my heart.
I'm
not gonna lie, she was my heart. But I don't just
Going around the house talking about, good morning, sweetie, I love me some time.
Exactly. Now,
so you started the conversation.
Yes, she would. She would. And now there probably were times when, like with Cece, I may have said something and put Cece in it, like, you know, like say not thinking about it. You know, it's just, you like you said, you know, when
you go back to what's familiar,
you know, and then when she tells me about that and had told me about that, then okay, now I know. Let me stop that.
Okay.
I don't.
So it makes you feel some type of way that he reflects, or you know, he goes back to those whatever times it was that triggered that memory.
I think sometimes, you know, because of the fact that it's like, for me, it's like that's a long ass time you with someone. I mean, and it's just like, and how everything was, you know, separated. And you know, it's just a long time, and me knowing the type of person Pat is, and Pat's all about family and his child, and it makes you nervous. You know, it really truly makes you nervous. It's like, would he say okay?
Well, he already said that he would never cheat or anything.
I didn't say he would cheat. He'll tell you in a minute if he feel like he wants to be with somebody. He'll leave you.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, he'll leave you.
Isn't that what we want as a woman from a man? I'd rather for you to tell me than string me along and cheat on me.
Yeah.
Now I would say this pertaining to what Yasha just said. If it was probably 4 years ago, and I would have been separated from CC and met Yasha, then I probably would have went back. Because that was the pattern. That was our
that pattern. Okay.
But it had been so much that had happened. There was a time period where there was no any type of intimacy, any conversation, anything. Then there was a time where we was living in the same house. We was nothing but roommates. I begged and like, okay, what can we do to change this? And she made a statement to me. She said, "There's nothing we can do." She said, "I think you need to move on. I think you need to go ahead and just leave."
Okay.
And I told her, I said, okay, just let me do it when my daughter's asleep, because I told Patrice I wasn't leaving her anymore. Let me do it when she's asleep, and I'll deal with that after that. Now, when I left, There wasn't no coming back.
Okay.
I mean, but just imagine in your life,
no matter how long we had been together, there wasn't no coming back.
Larry would come to you, what's Larry's ex-wife's name?
Antoinette. And
you know they don't want each other no more.
True.
But she'll come to you. Hey, you know, Antoinette, man, she used to do and then Antoinette used to do this, and then Antoinette did this and this and this, and so it was just like, and he doesn't do it in a mean way. It's just like everything. It was C, and it was just like, when do you just let it just?
Larry did reflect, but I think it kind of mellows out as you and him build. You know what I'm saying? Because like again for me, wait a second, he raised his hand like he in school.
I know. I want to
like
say
again for me personally, because I was with Lewis for so long, it took a while to deprogram what I was familiar with. And again, it wasn't malicious or anything.
Exactly.
I didn't think,
it's not.
but I think it takes time. Once you and him start building, all those things are going to be replaced with new memories. So. God forbid if anything happened to you all, you're going to be the topic of the conversation if he was with somebody else, because it takes time for people to move forward. I mean, you've never talked about your exes?
He can't tell me I have. He and that's the thing is I don't talk about my past and a lot of the stuff that
if he don't stop raising his hand, go ahead, pat your neck.
Let me say this. Now, what Yasha is speaking on it's the truth. But those situations were based on usually when she and I had been in some sort of argument or she and I had some sort of disagreement, and it was the way that I handled it. I was handling those situations the same way that I used to handle them with Cece.
Okay.
And then that's what it would be, and then I'll be like, you know what, Yasha, I'm sorry. I'm bringing Cece in this because you didn't deserve this, because this is a reaction from where my mind went back on how Cece treated me or how I reacted when Cece did it. And she has done the same thing to me. There was times that I have said something and she felt that it reminded her of Al with his mental abuse, or like
that's scary.
I
know. Well, what it was, I wasn't like, you bitch or nothing like that, But
you fat bitch. That's what I used to get. Fat bitch.
And then
he called you a fat bitch?
Oh yeah, he used to mentally be. He never physically, but mentally.
It would be something that I would say that
reminded
her of that. So we both have done that.
But I'm talking about,
and we both have gotten away from that.
But I know
we deal with each other now. And
I'm talking about is how much as a woman or that you have to deal with your ex and consistently having to deal with.
I think
communication about CC and I understand because that's still the mother of his child, and so they have to have. I mean, they still have to deal with each other, but. It is a lot that you talk about. You might don't notice it, but it is a lot.
I would say this because I just knowing Pat and just talking to him recently, he's a very passionate person.
Yes.
His experience are very profound when he's with somebody. Because you were talking to me about Nicole L. the other day and how she sparked life back into you to live life again. Right. And just remember that. You was, I guess, you was stuck in a sunken place. And she got. I
was programmed to see. I was CC programmed.
Yeah. So
go out, do what you do, bring this money home. This, that. Don't go nowhere. Don't do nothing. You know, if you want to do something, you go back there.
Yeah.
You
So it's like he's programmed. Yeah. So I would just say, just be cognizant of that, and before you respond. Keep CC in your brain and just respond with a response and not the reflection that it comes from CC. But in your mind, you moving this stuff around and say, you know what, this experience is familiar, but it's different because I'm with a different woman.
Exactly.
And just change the scenario. You know what I'm saying? Change versus, well, CC, I just, because I would get irritated if it's I would get irritated too. And you might not even realize you are saying it because it's so familiar to you.
Right.
I mean, 16, 17 years. And I know a lot of exes, they probably go through the same thing, but I just don't do it. I don't talk about my exes unless, I leave them all in the past. We all friends. We cool.
But it's just an anomaly. It's like she just cut them off.
I will cut you off.
Ex is an ex for a reason.
I know.
I think a lot of it was just consciously I didn't realize that I was probably
doing
CC.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't me as far as throwing something in her face, comparing or something like that.
Do that though.
It wasn't that. And did I ever make you feel like I was comparing you?
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm just saying, but in a new relationship, when you meeting people, they do it too now. I mean, when you're dating someone, they be like, "Dang, when they gonna stop talking about this ex? My ex-boyfriend, he did this, or my ex-girlfriend, she was." Their whole first couple of months is dealing with what they went through,
And that's because they haven't moved on from it. Even if they have moved on, they haven't resolved those feelings. It's not a full closure there. Yeah. And that takes time. So that's something you need to do for yourself is to put closure on whatever it was that happened that it's still a part of you. Close it up.
Yeah.
Deal with it, put it in a little nice little box and put it under the bed.
Yeah.
And then when you leave, take it with you and throw it in the garbage.
Right. I want to, in certain incidents, I want to hear what it was about that ex that bothered you, that caused issues or whatever, so that I can be conscious of it, that I won't become that person or I won't do those things. Mm-hmm. Now,
you really
when
it,
it
not
know it like it's. I mean, if it's some it was certain things that really bother her that she told me about with her ex that really bother her. So I was glad that she told me those things so that I can stay away from them.
Well, here's the thing. I
can stay away from them.
I think when you in a relationship with somebody, if you're smart, you are thinking about these things happen in this relationship. I'm not tolerating this going forward.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so I don't necessarily know if I would share it, but it'll just be in my mind when I got with Larry, he was so different he's so polar opposite from Lewis, period. So
all your ex-boyfriends.
Yeah, so all of them, because they was thugged out, they was crazy.
Yeah.
So when I got with Lewis, I was not all of them, of course, some people exceptions, but when I got with Larry, he's so polar opposite. He's mild, he's meek, he's laid back, he's respectful, he's godly. So when there was Nuck in the Buck in the house, it was me. Yeah. It was me. I was the one throwing chairs back, and he looking like, what in the hell have I gotten myself into? Because I was the crazy one. Because that's the pattern of foolishness I was used to. So you just gotta find a way to just. I don't know. I was going with that thought.
I'm gonna tell you like this here, Tiffany. I'm the same way. I'm all those things that you just said about Larry. Now, if you want to see a fool, mess with this one. Mess with Patrice, mess with Ava, or mess with Tank.
Right.
Or put me in a situation, or put me in a
leave my dog alone.
or put me in a situation to where I feel like something you done can cause harm to them. Because there was an incident one time we was at the gas station and I was backing up, getting ready to get into this gas pump, and this joker tried to just come right in. Tiffany, before I know it, I was out that car and I was at that bank window, and they thought I was the craziest thing in the world. But I felt like I could have hit you. You could have hurt these kids, and it's my family. You know, I don't play about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I can be the most respectful guy. It's a whole lot of thug in me. I'm just being honest with it. It is, but I got enough respect for this woman not to bring in her life.
Right.
If she tell me she don't want me to do this, and I care for her enough, then I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, so we need to wrap up this session, this segment right here. So just 5 words or less. What advice would you give to somebody who has an ex situation? Just pick one of them: friendship, communication, boundaries, whatever.
I think over the time I have learned through my experience is if you do have friends and they're it's just to make sure that your other person feels comfortable with the situation. If you have to have them talk, you know, or you have to bring them around each other, it's up to you to be able to build that bridge for them to feel comfortable, that there won't be any issues, and that's just, you know, something I've learned, you know. You know, something.
Me personally, it starts with communication, and it damn sure better be some boundaries.
Yeah.
That's just the way I was saying.
I agree, and I think I was going to say the same thing Yasha just said. You know, you just got who I'm with. Exes are ex for a reason. I don't care how good of a friends we are or what type of relationship we have. Who I'm with now is what's important, and how they feel is what's important. So if I got to cut you off or change some things about our relationship to make who I'm with comfortable, that's what I'm willing to do. Yeah. And that's that. Okay, so this is the Anonymous T section, and so it's a real adult issue. I think somebody posted this in a group. My dude went through my phone last night. I was drunk. I had a lot of male friends. Never had sex with any of them. This falls right into our topic, don't it? But I talked to them a lot on Facebook Messenger. Oh, this is both of y'all. Or via text message. So he went through and saw the messages back and forth with the dudes I've been friends with for decades. I mean, we talk about everything from who we are sleeping with to who about to lose their job. Anyway, my dude thinks it's disrespectful and a form of cheating. I'm like, the fuck? Am I not allowed to talk to the opposite sex? He really was pissed when he saw that many of them met me at bar that I frequent with sometimes. I have nothing to hide from him. I don't tell him, but I don't hide it. If he asks, I'm telling him the truth. I don't see a problem. A couple of them aren't on Facebook, so I've sent them pictures of me hanging out and vice versa. Am I wrong? Am I being disrespectful? And before you ask, no, I would not have an issue with him having female friends. I don't give a shit as long as it's respectful and you aren't trying to hide it. That she just contradicted herself right now.
Yeah, because I think that her whole situation is totally disrespectful.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. From a man point of view. From a man,
sending pictures.
Yeah.
Speaking of their relationship, meeting them in bars. Now you put yourself where you bringing in alcohol.
Right.
So now you subject yourself to bringing on, I was drunk and this happened. Right. So I think it's just total disrespect in that sense. There isn't anything wrong with having a male friend.
Right.
Yasha has male friends, and I have become comfortable with it.
Okay, what's yours?
But the key is, like he said, there has to be boundaries. And she has went way over many boundary lines. I mean, because the thing is, you don't talk to another man about anything like that. I mean, you have to respect those boundaries. I mean, there's many things that you can talk about besides who you messing around with, who you having sex with, and all this other stuff like that.
I think people misinterpret cheating with sex.
Yeah.
Sex is not the only indicator of cheating.
Yes.
It's other things. I mean, communicating, you know, emotional affairs.
Emotional relationships.
And the thing for me is, I think it is a form of cheating, especially if you have these relationships to this degree and he had no clue about it. Yeah. He had no clue.
Right.
So he has every right to be upset because if it was just friendship, if it's nothing, then why the hell doesn't he know?
Exactly.
Right. And then when you meet people at bars, okay, you could be there and your friend. Let me tell you something. If I'm somewhere and somebody roll up on me, I'm calling Larry. Such and such just pulled up. You want to come up here?
Yeah.
I'm never gonna put myself in a situation, especially if I'm drinking,
Yeah.
where my man or somebody, if I'm single, don't know what's going on. That is so freaking dangerous. And the fact that you have a man and you at bars having conversations, listening to music, hanging out. It's just disrespectful. And that's too many boundaries being crossed, and it's all cheating. I don't care what kind of spin you put on it.
Right.
And you say you okay with him having friends, which you probably are, but a friendship you should be able to share. Exactly. Friendships are something you should be able to share with somebody that you love. If you can't share your friendships with this person that you love, then they're not your friends.
Exactly.
That's an open opportunity for anything to happen, whether you drunk or not.
Right. You brought up a good point when you said that most people want to think that cheating involves sex. It's just sex. Okay, you had sex with someone that's cheating, and you said there are different forms of cheating, and it sort of reminded me of a conversation Yasha and I was having before about one of her friends. And
you got friends?
With I should say maybe this was an associate. Okay. That she was dealing with another guy, and they was talking this, and then her boyfriend found out about it. But she said that she didn't have sex with him, so she felt like she wasn't cheating. But the boyfriend,
yeah, because they were just having conversation or whatever.
But his conversation was deep, and it was like talking about all this,
You talk about so many different
the boyfriend couldn't forgive that.
Because
he holds it against her.
Yeah, because when you share intimate stuff about yourself, your emotions. I mean, it's one thing having a conversation with a friend, a guy or opposite sex friend, and it's just a great conversation. Oh, I had a great day. Yeah, my boss is this. But when you are getting intimate, not necessarily sexually intimate, but about things that you should be sharing with somebody, with your boyfriend or your wife, it's cheating. It's emotional cheat. It's cheating.
It's dangerous.
Yes, it's very dangerous. Yeah. And plus and the fact that these men more than likely know that you got a man. Now they know you got a man, but your man don't know y'all friends. That's not fair. Yeah. And you shouldn't do that to the person who loves you, protects you, helping you pay your bills, helping you take care of your kids. You want to make sure they have first-hand knowledge of everything. You don't want to have nobody have the upper hand on their situation. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You should want them to have the upper hand, not the person that you meet at the bar. Because let me tell you, anybody meeting you at the bar and not interested in meeting your man, they ain't about shit. Because if they had your best interest at heart and they was your friend, they gonna say, hey, where your man at? Where come on, let's have some drinks. Let's hang out. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I feel.
That's very true.
Okay, well, I thank y'all for... What y'all think? Y'all had fun?
This is cool. It kind of deep.
It did.
Yeah, it did. This is my second one, so it's my second podcast.
Did you listen to the other podcast she did?
No, he probably... No.
Oh, my God.
Listen to that.
I don't know how to...
Okay, so you just said... Is that an iPhone?
Yeah.
Yes.
You just set his iPhone up.
You got to do it because you set mine up.
We'll do it after the same, after we get through, you can...
Yes, because
Tiffany
has
an awesome. Put my code.
I know. Tiffany has an awesome podcast, so yes.
Y'all tune in. Y'all can reach me on what am I on? iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher Radio. And also, if you want to be a part of the conversation, definitely hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. #TWM Podcast, TWM Podcast, and be a part of our conversation. Yes. Okay, and on SoundCloud, be sure to share my episodes too. That helps.
Yes, it does.
That absolutely helps. All right, y'all. Good night.
Good night.